Morning, everyone. It's Thursday, and as Thursday goes, it's Claims Day. It's also PPI Day, so let's start with that. The PPI came in pretty hot, month over month, up 1%. That is equal to just under the all-time high for January, which was 1.2%. Expectations were for 0.6%. So that came in substantially hotter than expected. Ex-food and energy, for all of those of you who neither drive nor eat, it was still up 1%. Year over year number was a little bit more extreme, 7.8% versus 7.3% as of last month's year over year number, and that is a record high. So not great numbers. It hasn't really affected the market much, hasn't affected the gold at all, but the oil is a little lower on it. Okay, for claims, another small decline in initial claims, 375, down 12,000, really not very much. Continuing claims, though, 2.866 versus 2.980 for continuing claims. So still, moderately high numbers, but still continuing to go in the right direction. News this morning, let's see. Airlines are talking about having vaccine requirements, not only for workers, but for travelers. Workers are already pretty well incentivized there, and the concern is, as usual, COVID, and more COVID, denting airline travel with the Delta variant, and that is taking those stocks lower. Asia is also down. Europe is about unchanged. On the earnings front, we had a couple of very nice beats last night. We had Sonos with a beat top and bottom line. Stock is 38.20, up 350, a little over 10%. eBay went in the other direction last night when I mentioned it. It had been as high as 72 and a half and was trading 67.40. This morning it's 66.93, and that's down $1.09 or 1.6%. And that is not so much on the numbers, but on poor guidance. RIDE, RIDE, which is Lordstown Motors, 588 up 30 cents, 5.4% on a smaller than expected loss. They say that they're going to start producing next month. I kind of doubt that. They still are looking for money. This is a company, if you recall, that took a truck to the top of a hill and let it go down so that it looked like they had a working prototype. MU downgraded by Morgan Stanley. The stock is 72.89, down 214 or 3%. I mentioned that one yesterday also, giving poor guidance going forward because of DRAM prices. Open Door beat top and bottom line. That's another Polyapatia SPAC that got a company. 1724 up 274, 18.9%. So pretty healthy there. And Palantir beat top and bottom line, gave great guidance. 23.81 up $1.46 or 6.5%. This afternoon we have, or during the day and after the close, we have Airbnb, Disney, and rocket companies. Rocket is always an interesting one. And just in DDS, Dillard Department Stores, which closed yesterday at 182.15. Solid beat stock traded as high as 214.99. Last is 204, and that's up 21.85 or 12%. As far as the market and its reaction to the PPI, the Dow is little changed, showing up about 17. Pardon me, 2703 now, so bouncing around a little. S&P is almost exactly flat, shows up a nickel. And the NASDAQ looks to be down about 17. So there's really not a lot going on. Chart on the screen is the oil. As you can see, it made a slightly higher high overnight, a higher low, but it's trading pretty close to that low. So I'm a little concerned there. We'll see, if it can hold this area around 68, 68.10, I think it's going to work higher regardless of what the airlines say about, oil being a problem for the economy and cutting travel. It's still the summer, it's still travel season, but it is getting a little long in the tooth. Let's see what else we have here. We have Bitcoin and Ethereum both down. Bitcoin is down almost 2,000, 1,920 right now, but it still looks pretty healthy in this consolidation. I'd really like to see it hold the 5-day moving average. Right now, that 5-day moving average comes in right around 45,100. Last is 44,535. So we need to move higher. Also, this is the first day in a while where we've had a lower high and a lower low already. So this is down 4.3%. Ethereum is also lower. Let's take a look and see. Ethereum is down 171. Let's see what that looks like, because this chart actually has been a little bit stronger. Didn't have as much of the downward bias, but it is the same, lower high, lower low, and it is down 5.4%, which is a little more than Bitcoin is. And let's take one last look at the bonds. See what they're doing vis-a-vis the news. Lower. These were actually higher overnight. I watched it for a couple of hours, but it too has a lower high. It's an inside day so far, but we are down on the day 7/30 seconds, so that's about a quarter of a point. We'll have to see whether we hold yesterday's low, 162.17. If we close below that, I still feel like we're going to try 162. 161.29 is where the orange line, which is the 50-day moving average, comes in, and that should be fairly supportive. And the TBT, the calls that were in, are up a little this morning after a reasonably wild day yesterday. All right, everyone, that's all I've got. I'll be back later with all of those updates on the Disney and Rocket and Airbnb earnings. I want to remind everyone to please hit that subscribe button, and I'll be back later. Be careful out there. It's a tough